encourage you to mute your microphone and also type and your NTC number. Kindly put off your video so that it will help us with smooth network connection. Thank you. All right. Good evening to you all once again, and it's so interesting seeing you all here. I'm Cecilia Yaousia Sudanfa. I'm the first presenter going to take principal of TUCEE Institute of Counselling and Technology. And as we move on, you get to know more about us. The meaning of TUCEE is transforming our universe through counseling, education, and empowerment. Transforming our universe through counseling, education, and empowerment. As we start this program, we pray and ask our Father Almighty God to take us through, direct us to everything we are going to do here, give us understanding to what we will do, so that at the end of it, everything will give glory to His name. Amen. All right. I want to give you briefing of what we are going to do here as we wait a while. Now, today's program, we are going to have two presentations. I will do mine, and after that, Mr. Wisdom Kujoji will do the second one. After that, then we'll have our online quiz. The link will be put there in the Google the chat room, and then you would answer the quiz. There are 10 questions, and they will all dwell on what we will discuss here. So we entreat you to pay attention to every detail that we explain, so you'll be able to answer. Now, participating in the workshop or this seminar or webinar, your participation is 80 marks, and then the quiz is 20 marks. Even though when you write it to show at 50, but we would change it to, we'll find 20% of it and add it to the 80%, which is participation. The credit points are not for sale. So if anyone pays and does not participate, we'll refund your money to you. That is why we are asking you to type in your details, so we'll see that you have participated. After everything, we will put another link there, that is our portal, TUCEE portal, so that you register on our portal. When you register on our portal, it will give you the opportunity to see our certificate that we are giving to you. You also have the training history, the training history in the logbook. We have digitized it. So once you go on our portal, you see our certificate, you see the training history, and then there will also be an evaluation to evaluate us, how the program went. Again, we will also add you to a WhatsApp group of the participants, so that when we upload your credit points, we'll tell you and you go and find out if it's uploaded. We would entreat you to remain calm, to see we are into counseling, so we always do things to foster sound mental health. So if there's anything you don't understand, don't be anxious. Relax, ask us, and we will surely attend to you. Thank you. So I would therefore, if someone has a question or clarification before we start, we have 7 minutes to start. So any question, contribution, or clarification?
Good evening, madam. My name is Kweku Kweku.
Yeah,
I would like to know about the participation. Is it as they are giving the lessons, we will also be participating as we give the lessons?
Oh no! Wow! Even you asking a question now is participation. But by this, the participation, what we mean is that once you have been in the lecture, so some will join through Zoom, like you have joined, is participation. Some will join on Facebook, is participation. Some people even have issues, so we interact with them on the WhatsApp platform and then give them the voice notes for them to listen and be sure that they've listened. We put them into another group, they write the piece, it's also participation. So we have so many ways of ensuring that we all participate. But the fact is that if you don't come at all and you think that, oh, I've paid money, I've stayed at home, and once I've paid to see will give me the credit points, no. Even when we go to face-to-face and then you don't participate, you refund your money. So participation is what we are doing now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other, please?
Yes, please. My name is Livingston.
Okay, Livingston.
Please, I would suggest if there will be a co-host to mute others who are now coming, since they are not aware of the directive for the smooth running of the program, please.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, madam. Madam William Chair.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start our Ben, Ben, go ahead.
Okay, I have some money issue. I said when we were talking, you said there's no money to pay or something. So I need my head right. And recently, or just a few minutes ago, you were saying if somebody pays money, it doesn't join, blah, blah, blah. Let me have a clear.
Please, the program, all the adverts that we have been doing, the program is 25 cities. Online program is 25 cities. If it's face-to-face, it's 70 cities. Online is 25. And if you ask honorable blogger here, even on the blogging, it's 25. We also send messages to about 2,000 teachers at the various districts that we have done the face-to-face. Those who didn't do it, we sent it. And it's 25 cities. We stated it on it. That pay your 25 cities through *227 *2222#. The 25 cities has been stated also. I actually don't know where you saw the free or no money. It's stated in all our assets. So if you are here,
I said I saw a free something somewhere. Because I wanted to know if there's an amount. I didn't say the amount myself. So let me get the code again.
Yeah, the truths are 4. *227 *2222#. Then when you dial it, it will ask you to type the customer name. The customer name is your name. All right. Sorry for that inconvenience. I don't know how that was.
Sorry.
We are
Sorry. About the one you uploaded. How many points?
It's 2 points.
Okay, madam.
It's also stated on the advert. Okay.
Hello, madam. This is Williams.
want to find if participants are going to be certificated.
Yeah, we will give you certificate from TUCEE. And when we upload your credit point to NTC, will also give you certificate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we are done with our question. We want to start. Thank you, colleagues, once again. Like I said, I'm Cecilia Tutudankwa. We are going to have a discussion that will help us as individuals and also help us in our profession as teachers. The whole CPD itself is Introduction to Child and Adolescent Counseling for all teachers. However, I'm going to take you in a presentation understanding your mental health and that of your learners. Now, in this presentation, the first objective is for you as a professional teacher working on yourself and your students to understand the concept of mental health. So when we say mental health, what is it? That is the first
Recording in progress.
objective. So you understand the concept of mental health. Then in understanding mental health, there are 5 key points that is used to measure the mental health state of a person. So the second objective is that by the time we finish with this particular presentation, as a teacher, you will be able to examine yourself if you are mentally healthy. So by the time we finish this program, you need to find your skill, whether you are mentally healthy or not. And then once you're able to do this, it is also expected that you take this concept to the classroom so that when you see your students behaving in one way or the other, some of the remedies that will give to you to help understand yourself and sort yourself out, to apply some of these in the classroom to help your students that you identify that they have mental health issues. Then finally, when you help them and you realize that they are doing well, that is fine. But if it's above you, then you refer them to a counselor or a mental health practitioner. So that's what this 45-minute presentation is going to touch on. Colleagues, you and I know in our Ghanaian environment that we see a number of people having mental health issues. But usually, we think that it's only people who are mentally ill that we think they have mental health issues. But mental health issues or issues that are related to mental health can start from even a simple confusion or worry, simple anger. It can affect your mental health. So, usually we say that mental health issues are spiritual. When we see that someone is mentally ill or lunatic, we are quick to say that, oh, this is spiritual. Say that at times we don't even investigate to find out if the person is having some spiritual, biological issues or social issues. We quickly end that it is spiritual. Please, in this lecture, we want you to understand that it's not all mental health issues that are spiritual. Yes, we believe there could be some spiritual issues, but it's not all mental health issues that are spiritual. Some are biological. In your classroom, you may find some students who have some physical and mental health issues because probably during birth there was a delay and they had some problems. So these students come with physical deformity. And usually, because we tag them that they are witches and they are gods and all that, we tend to stigmatize them. So even in the classroom, now that we are doing inclusive education, we look down on these individuals. Please, I want to appeal to your heart, mind, body and soul, that these students that we are teaching, people we meet around, it's not all of them that their mental health issue has something to do with spirituality. Remember that psychologically, socially, and then biologically, people can also have mental health issues. Okay. And this also informs us that we need to stop stigmatizing people. And there's this song that says that Obichu boy Nia, Obichu Ella Nia, Uju Obigela Nide, Obiaji Obigel. If someone not snatch your girlfriend or your wife before, you didn't see how simple, losing a loved one can affect your mental health. So let's stop stigmatizing them. No one wants to go through such mental health issues. It happens. And when it happens, we need to come out of it. Probably you are listening to me as an individual. Probably you yourself, you are going through some mental health challenges. As I'm speaking to you now, probably some of you are going through worse relationships. But whatever it is, today we are going to look at steps that will help you come out of this situation. Colleagues, take note of this. Every child is a new thought of God and has been brought on earth to accomplish that purpose. Now we believe that when God wants to do something on this earth, He works it through the new children that come on earth. You are special. It's the same way that the students you are teaching are special. Your children, your spouses, they are all special. So no one is an accident. Children are gifts to the world. Just that you are also a gift. And we need to help them. In a teaching and learning process,
This is set up now.
I want to encourage you that always pay attention to how you interact with the students. At times, when we speak to them, the way we insult them, bring onto them low self-esteem. Wisdom will talk more about that. But remember, there are some people who are working with machines and sheets of papers. When they make mistakes, they throw it away. But if you are a teacher and you make mistakes in a student's life, or you are a parent and you make a mistake in your child's life, you have destroyed that person. Some of us are going through some challenges in life and we are unable to understand ourselves. It's all because of how we were treated in early childhood, the experiences we have gone through. And we want this thing to stop. We want Ghana, through education, to come out with people who have sound mental health. Not long ago, World Health Organization declared that about 48% of Ghanaians have mental health issues. How can we survive? How can Ghana be okay if about half of us have mental health issues? So right from the classroom, let's do something. And I believe in you. I believe you can do it. That's why you have joined this webinar, to build yourself and also to build your students. This is one of the starting points. We need to understand that mental health issues are not miracles. Aside what people go through while they are in their parents' womb or their mother's womb, when you come out, all your four senses are entry point to your mind, and they are entry point to your mental health. When you keep on watching bad things, listening to bad things, speaking bad things, smelling bad things, touching bad things, trust me, your life will be bad. And your mental health will be bad. So as individuals, we need to be mindful of what we use our senses for. Bad conversation corrupts good behavior or good person or good life. So watch this very carefully. Your senses are the key to your mental health. I want you to write your questions down. I can move on when I'm done the answer all. So I want to look at the concept of mental health. When we say mental health, what is it? Colleagues, I would want us to unmute our microphone. Let's unmute our microphone and read it together. Ready, go.
Mental health is the state of well-being in which the individual realizes their own abilities, cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to their communities. World Health Organization 2004.
Good. Gone down well. We want to entreat our colleagues who are now joining. We want to entreat our colleagues who are now joining to type their names and then their NTC number in the chat room. Remember to do that. But we are checking that. Type your name and then your NTC number in the chat. Okay, thank you. Now, this is the definition of mental health. And as you read it, you will see that there are key points in there. And these are the skills for measuring and defining your mental health. So we are going to take them one after the other and discuss them. So this is where you are expected to listen carefully and spin out if you yourself, you are mentally healthy. Now the definition says that mental health is that you must have a very good state of well-being. So we explain the well-being. You should also identify your personal ability. So we'll also touch on that. You need to cope with life, normal stresses. We'll talk about that one too. And then you need to be productive and you also need to contribute to your society. Now, colleagues, when we say well-being, what is it? Let's unmute our microphone again and read the concept of well-being. Ready, go.
Well-being is a state of general contentment with life with regard to balance in body, mind, and spirit towards the feeling of connectedness to people and society.
Balance in body, mind, spirit, of connectedness to people and society.
Thank you. Colleagues, this is the definition of well-being. Now, when we say an individual is in a state of well-being, what it means is that the person has general contentment with life, with his or her own life. And in this contentment, there should be balance in your body, mind, and your spirit. When you talk of contentment, what it means is that you accept and you are happy about who you are, your situation, your environment. You enjoy it, you acknowledge it, and then you make effort to make things better where they are not better. So that's contentment. So first of all, there should be that feeling of wellness, feeling of acceptance, feeling of joy, calmness. That's why, to see when we are talking to you, we always say, please be calm, okay? We want you to enjoy well-being. Whenever an individual is anxious, whenever an individual is troubled, when when you are worried, when you are disturbed, you don't have a good well-being. You should be able to wake up in the morning with freshness of life in you, and then you conclude that, I'm feeling fine. You have some internal peace, joy. Colleagues, if you are in this lecture, and you are in a relationship or you are married, and you wake up in the morning, you see your spouse, and then you get angry, I can tell you that you have a mental disorder. You don't have a state of well-being. If you have trouble with your colleagues, your neighbors, and when you see them, you suddenly become angry, and then you realize that an adrenaline comes into your system, or you miss one breath. Colleague, you are not in a state of well-being. It means that something is wrong, and you need to fix it. If someone has wronged you, and you are keeping it, always bitter, please, you are not in a state of well-being. So what will happen is that every day you have troubles, and you not enjoy life, you not be happy. So I want to encourage you that if anyone has offended you, or you have offended someone, go back and reconcile. That is the first point of having the contentment in life and having a state of well-being. It goes on to say that there should be balance in your body, mind, and spirit. This body that you have from your head, or from your head to your toe, that's what carries your spirit. It is for you and nobody else. Now, if you are here and you always complain about your own body, and my mouth is big, my nose is small, my head is this, my buttock is flat, my breast is too much, why am I too dark, why am I too fair? Hey, please, colleague, if you are here, you have that issue, you are mentally challenged. We had an issue where a teacher was writing on the chalkboard and students were laughing. And the teacher felt that his buttock is flat. So the students were laughing at her. Meanwhile, what the students were laughing at wasn't even about the teacher. Now, if you are not content with your body, even when people are showing you real love and acceptance, you will not be happy. There are many of us here who are not happy in our relationship and our marriages, and even the work that we are doing, because we don't accept ourselves. So even when someone meets you genuinely, and the person says, wow, you look handsome, or you look beautiful, so go away. You are coming to insult me. What shows that I'm beautiful? Please, accept yourself. Accept your body. I'm not saying you shouldn't make up. Neither am I saying you shouldn't exercise and make yourself fit. All these things are good. But what this lecture is emphasizing is that you have your whole body, your framework, accept it. There are some of you maybe through life challenges. Maybe you've had accident, or probably you've gone through some accident and you've suffered some deformity in your body. And at times it gives you so much burden that you feel like killing yourself or hiding in a room. Please, you are a victor. The good book says that God fearfully and wonderfully created us. So whatever has happened to your body, or however you appear in your body, I want to encourage you today that you were fearfully and wonderfully created. In the classroom, you see some adolescents that have such issues, especially when they are entering 10 and above, that certain stage. They don't accept their bodies. Some people don't accept their personalities, and they look down on themselves, and it affects their academic life. When you go watch this, if you see them behaving anyway, have a conversation with them. Find out if they are having trouble with the way their breast is developing, with the way they are growing beard and all that. Some even become troubled because they experience wet dreams. And some fathers have told them that if you experience wet dreams, it means that you are having sex in the spirit and they are disturbed. These are the petty counseling things that as teachers we need to know and use to identify the troubles that our students are going through, as we also fix our own self. Now the next one says that you should be content, or there should be a balance in your mind. Colleagues, many of us are so negative about our own lives. Very negative. Most of us have failed our promotion exams, failed again and again and again because we declare ourselves failed before we even went to the interview. You are going for interview, learning for the interview, and then when you are tired, it's we can put this book somewhere. Yes. Those that they will select, they have selected already. You have failed yourself in your room. So you go to the interview and you fail. Look, colleagues, take note of this. We attract what we voice. Anything that you say, you attract it. So if you say positive things, you attract positive things. If you say negative things, you attract negative things. Most of us are going through a lot of problems because we ourselves said negative things about our own life. In fact, I want to declare in this lecture that if any of us has said anything negative to our own body, to our own spirit, with our own soul, I cancel it in Jesus' name. We need to be set free as teachers so we can set our students free.
Amen.
Anyone who is so negative always fail in life. Please, I want to encourage you that even if you don't go out with anything from this lecture, go with the sense of positivity. Positivity. You need to stay positive. Now in TUCEE, we say that wherever there is positivity, there is possibility. If you are positive about everything, your life will be possible in everything that you do. There is solution to every situation if you are positive. Colleagues, this is what we want you to understand. If you accept your body and in your mind you are so negative, you have problems. Because even if you see two people standing and talking, you will think that they are talking about you. In your marriage, even when your spouse is not committing adultery, you use your mind to say that he or she is committing it, and it will happen. Live with a free mind. Live with a positive mind so that your life will be full of happiness and eternal joy. The next one is a balance in your spirit. We all ascribe to spiritual beings. Depending on who you serve. Some serve Almighty God, some Ekpelepeji, some Boko, some Antoine, whoever you ascribe to. You should know that this spirit, if you misbehave, they can kill you. So at times, when we do things that the spirit don't like, we become frustrated. And if you are not careful, the sins, the taboos that you have committed, if you are not careful, it will haunt you till you kill yourself. But I want to encourage you that it doesn't matter what you have done to offend a spirit you are dealing with. These spirits also have a way of pacifying them so that they'll forgive your sins. When you pray, God is faithful and just to forgive you your sins. So it doesn't matter the sin you have committed. Even if you have killed somebody and the person's spirit is haunting you, believe that when you confess to God, God will forgive you and start a new life. There are so many ladies who have committed abortion. There are men who have forced women to commit abortion, and at times this one, it haunts them. Please, today go and be free. Go and sin no more. Your sins have been forgiven. Liberate yourself. Liberate yourself from mental slavery. Colleagues, Liberate yourself of anything that is forcing you, anything that is hunting you, anything that is making you feel that you are nobody. Liberate yourself. You are a teacher. You are handling human beings. You need to be sound to be able to perform well in the classroom. If you are not sound, you'll be beating and insulting your students where it is even not applicable. So we need you to understand this concept. Work on yourself. Probably the things that I've mentioned, some of them it affects you. Don't be angry. Accept it and be ready to change, because it will be for your own good and your own interest. Now, the next point is identifying your personal ability. What are your strengths? We have the SWOT analysis. As an individual, you have to consciously sit down and have a SWOT analysis about your own life. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities that you have in life? And what are the threats? Colleagues, when I'm discussing this point, at times I'm more passionate than any of the points, because you and I, we are in this country when our own government told us that you cannot be a teacher and be a billionaire. Few. You can't be a teacher and be a billionaire. I'm speaking to facts. And when this was being said, it was not said to basic school teachers. It was said to university lecturers that we feel that at the university level, they get much money. And the president is saying that they cannot be billionaires. So if you are a teacher and you want to focus on only the teaching, my colleague, your president says you can't be a billionaire. But I want to encourage you that you can be a teacher and be a billionaire. It is possible. You need to identify your strength. What can you do aside teaching? Most of us as teachers, after school and after the extra classes that we take 1 city, 2 cities, we don't do anything again. Hey, when students go on vacation, the whole 2 months, 6 weeks, what do? You bath and sleep. How can you be a billionaire? Weekends, we don't teach, but we are paid. What do you do during weekends? Colleagues, you can be a teacher and have a salon. You can be a teacher and have a catering shop. You can be a teacher and do a lot of work. One of my students is here. Ferdinand. He's a teacher. And he's a well-renowned blogger. You can do a lot. Me, I'm a teacher. I've not stopped teaching. I am still a teacher. I taught at the basic school for 5 years, came to teach at the Teacher Training College for 18 years, and now I'm at the University of Ghana teaching. I'm a teacher, but I can confidently tell you that I am rich. I may not be a billionaire, but I am a billionaire. I may not have millions in my account, but I am a millionaire. Please, find something to do, and let us stop complaining about our salaries, because no matter what, it will not be increased. You will not receive salary like the MP. You can cry your heart out. You won't get it. But we have time. We have knowledge. We have things we can do. Look for opportunities. And let's do it. Look for your strength. Please, leave this lecture and go back and think of other things you can do as a teacher that will not also affect your profession and your health. Manage this. You can put JHS leaders together, SHS leaders together, and establish something for them to do. And that's your work. You can run granite. Do what show Diego, me who George Sabotage. You write sabotage snack or sabo snack. Sabo snack. And you know what you put another sabo snack. People will buy, you get money. How is that going to sell? You go sell. My colleagues. You can sell You don't need to leave the classroom and come and sell it. You can get a group of students who are also now coming up in life. Because you are a teacher, you are wise, you are intelligent, your house will be different. Fine, or you can be a teacher and do those things. Please. I'm a teacher, I've told you, but I do a lot of things. I'm a full professional teacher. I'm a full counselor. You can get another profession. We have teachers who are now entering into law. Please, shape yourself, build yourself. Please, I'm just begging you. Don't be angry with me, colleagues. I'm introducing ourselves to a new generation of teachers who will be proactive and be productive. It's gone at those days when you say teachers are poor and poor teachers. I remember when I was in Achako, when they started giving teachers loan and we were buying cars. One student was sitting in shop, and this is a comment that the student made without knowing that there was another teacher in the campus who they didn't know. And say, hey, they see how the teachers are here, now teachers are rich. They have podcasts and even Mr. Kwanzaa was another teacher there. Mr. Kwanzaa had bought a car. Can you imagine? So those days, teachers were not supposed to drive. I'm telling you, these days, teachers are driving a hammer. Me, I'll drive again, hammer, I'll go buy. Oh, colleagues, I just want to motivate you. You can do more. I'm begging you. Don't limit yourself. Don't say that my village, I can't do anything. You can do something. In a year, we give a lot of excuses to restrict our opportunities and our strength. When I went to my first station, Simil, behind Ankafukim goes our wedding. Students were not getting any better food to eat. I established a job bar. I was not selling it. The community people were buying. The students were buying. I used the money I got at that job bar to buy plot at Aguna Biawa. Don't limit yourself. Wherever you are, there's opportunity there for you to do something. Stop sleeping after school. Wake up at dawn and do something. Stay in the night a bit and write books. Have I made myself clear, colleagues?
Yes, please. You are very
Yes,
good.
please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Madam. Please.
Okay. I want you to take some few minutes and just think about something else that you can do as I teach. And just write it down. Just two things. The end of this lecture, you can confidently say that, oh, okay, I can do this. Just write it down. You don't need to share it with anybody. Just write something down as we move to the next topic. Now, the next one says that you have to cope. You need to get coping strategies for normal life stresses. Colleagues, after this end, there are a lot of stresses, pains. Whether you like it or not, they will come. You do not go and call them. Nobody prays that the loved one should die. But it comes by itself. Death is inevitable, and it happens to everyone. Natural disaster, failure. But all that mental health is saying that these things they will come. So you see, when they come and then you cry a bit, you get worried a bit, it's fine. You are human. So me, I don't believe in Batman. So now you are a man, so you shouldn't cry. Hey, if you're a man and something happens to you and you want to cry, shall I make you cry? Because crying itself can be therapy. But you see, if you cry the whole year, then you are having a mental health issue. You need to consciously invest in an effort to solve your personal and interpersonal problems in order to minimize, master, or tolerate stress and conflict so that you'll be mentally healthy. So at times, there are people in your life that will always give you problems. They will always want to make you feel miserable. those people, do not give up on them, but give them gap. Give them gap. You followed one woman, one man, the person is beating you, disturbing you, insulting you. I say, for this man there, if I leave him, I will die, yo. If you leave me, no, I'm not going to die, yo. I'm not saying you should leave, but give a gap. Let the person know that you too, you know your level, you are worth, and you are worthy. Don't lower yourself so much for people to make you feel so vulnerable. Now you need to do certain things to save your own peace of mind. I always say that yes, it's good to know about your spouse, but colleagues, taking your husband and your wife's phone to go through and look for their chat, what will you get? Why are you disturbing your mental health by trying to hide behind the window and listen to a call that someone is doing? What will you get? Look, if you are married, you are in a relationship, if the person wants to cheat, they will cheat anyway. People cheat, do all sorts of things on their phone, and then later they delete for all, delete trend. You will not see anything. Why don't you stay positive and then save yourself? If you keep on not being able to stand and you die, the very day you die, the same people for which you thought negatively or you couldn't cope and you die, then the same people will come and cry at your funeral and say, if he's gone, I'm here, don't worry, I'll take good care of you, I'm here, and you'll be gone. Please, you better get coping strategies for yourself. Some of the situation you need to accept that it has happened, because if you are not able to accept it, you can't cope. You can't cope. You've gone for interview. Promotion, you didn't pass. It's normal. I mean, it's okay. You have failed. You try again. Because you have failed, that doesn't mean that the world should end. That's just one aspect of your life. And this leads to one of the popular sayings that I preach, that at times when doors close, we think that that's the end of our lives. But we forget that there are open windows. At times if the door is closed, allow it to be closed. Turn and look for windows and use the windows and exit. There are some doors that are closed and they'll be closed forever. So if you look at them, thinking that it will be open one day, you will stay there forever and you will not progress. Look for coping strategies. As teachers, as colleagues, we need to have time and make fun. And yeah, Chiwendi, Sepewu, no who is Shada. You can't a poor teacher. The teacher is okay. It's teacher pay never banasa. So you don't even enjoy life. Please. Save some small. Christmas Eve, look for some nice hotel. Go and sleep there and smoke by that. If you sleep in the hotel, that doesn't mean you have sin. It's what you do there that will make it simple. Please. Go for massaging. Go to this spa. Let them massage you. I mean, feel good. Life band be now the costa and you never go here. No assassa. You anyway. Nipa the man be good. Teachers, let's enjoy. It is part of our mental health to help us to cope with life. Okay. Then the last but one says that we need to be productive. Like I said, usually I tie the productivity to the personal ability. Once you are productive, realize that life becomes more simple and relaxed for you. But you can only be productive when you push yourself, when you do more. It's not easy to get there, but you can get there. If I get a chance to tell you my life through my teaching, through becoming a counselor, and even through getting my PhD, you'll be marveled. I drive from Accra, go for lectures, come back to Achapo and teach. one knew I was doing a PhD. Most of my colleagues, the first time they heard that I was doing PhD was when I was having my graduation, and someone snapped a photo and put it on the group. Some people were even laughing. Whose PhD gown has TUCEE gone to wear? Some people didn't know that it was my own graduation. Please push yourself. Most of you are young. Don't wait till you go on retirement, then you go to market and struggle with market women to go and buy provisions to sell. You can start a crèche now. You can be productive. And finally, he says that we need to contribute to our society. Colleagues, when we get here, I clap for teachers. And I want you to unmute your microphone and clap for yourself. Clap, clap, clap. Unmute your microphone.
Yeah. Teachers.
Because as teachers, we contribute about 70% in people's life. The big men and women in the world, it is teachers that invested in their lives. Even though our salaries are not good, we still use some of this meager salary to take care of students, pay students fees, feed them, buy uniform for them, buy books for them. And for this place, when I get here, I don't talk so much. But I use it to encourage you that do more. Because each child that you invest in, colleague, you have a reward for it. That is why we always tell us that our reward is in heaven. Because that student that you are taking care of, when God is rewarding people for the life of that child, you will also be rewarded. That is why I personally am so happy in my profession as a teacher. Because I know one day, even this webinar, this training we are doing for teachers, if we're liberating a lot of people, I know one day I'll be rewarded because this lecture that we have had this evening is going to change someone's life for better. So, colleagues, with this, I want to encourage you that don't give up. Let's keep on. Let's push ourselves a bit. Let's try and bring a balance within our body, within our soul, within our spirit. Let's try to push ourselves a bit, identify our abilities, and do more. Do more. We can do more. We can do a lot. You have so much potential in you. You can be a billionaire, colleague. Finally, I want to encourage you that ensure mental health in the classroom. As you go back, be watching the students. If any of them is exhibiting some of these things, get closer to them. Follow some of the instructions that the second presentation will tell you. And let's help these students to become a better one. Because if they are better, and we are better, and our children are better, the whole Ghana will be best. God bless you. Your question time. Let's clap and well. We still want to enter to type your name and your NTC number in the chat room. If you have already typed, don't type. Don't type it again. For those who have not typed. So your question, please. If you have a question, you raise up your hand and then we call you. Questions and contributions.
Good evening once again.
Good evening, please.
Please, my name is Kweku.
Yes, Kweku also. Kweku.
Yes, please. It's a contribution I want to make.
That's good. That's good.
What I want to say is maybe if you have a quarrel or a problem with your spouse in the house, try and solve it before you go back to the classroom to go and teach.
It's true.
Because if you take that anger to the classroom, you will not be able to teach well, and it will be bad for the students.
You see that one?
So if you have a problem with your spouse, try and solve it and go to the classroom with a clear mind.
Good.
Even if it is not solved, if you come back home, you come and resolve the issue so that the students will be fine.
Thank you, Kweku Wilson Kweku. Thank you.
The next thing I wanted to say, you asked the question that 2 things that when you come back from school you can do. I think one can be farming.
Good.
Farming, you have a nice farm, backyard farm or a farm. So after school you come maintain yourself and go to the farm.
Yes, you can even do poultry farming. These days it's a lot of money. Good.
I know another thing you may have a taxi, a small taxi, and after school you can do some taxi work to get
yes,
some
my husband
money.
was doing that. My husband had a taxi. At the point you don't break. You don't break. Who's that? You don't break. Yeah, bro.
These are some of the things.
Any other?
Hello? Yes.
Hello, madam.
Okay, Isaac. Let's take Isaac first. Then we'll come to.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for this lecture.
You're
I have
welcome.
enjoyed. So, as
because of it is nice.
So, I was the West China. I had a concern that came to Christmas. So when I came, I think 2 months I started doing small business here. Although they were complaining that I've come and then taking their job, but I told them that I'm also a teacher and then I have to also get another source of income.
Exactly.
So I really enjoy it. So I'm practicing that. So I'm thinking of even doing more.
You can do more. You can do more. Good.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's take the 2 more questions, then we will go. Okay, Infinite Hot. Stanley, please your name.
Florence,
Okay, okay. Florence, how are you?
by God's grace.
Okay.
Yeah, concerning the mental health, you know, we live in different environments. And sometimes some of the children, they go through a lot. But in a situation whereby maybe you talk to the child, you know, some of we, the teachers, we are not all that together. You may talk to the child and advise the child. But the child may find him or herself in another teacher's hands. And then the teacher is the opposite of what you have said to the child. And it becomes a problem. So what do we do, or how do we go about that?
Yeah, very good. So when you see that and you feel that it is above you, that's where you refer to the school counselor. At times, where applicable, you can invite the parents of the child through the head teacher so that they will know that this is what is happening. Yeah, so these are some of the ways that you can do.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello. Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you, Doc. And then thanks for the knowledge shared. I also have one, will I say, advice to give.
Yeah, this is one of renowned counselors talking to you now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. One other thing that reduces our mental health is our sex life. And unfortunately, in Africa and Ghana, it is something we don't talk about. And so sometimes for a long time, we are married, we are living with our husbands or our spouses, we don't have it. Sometimes it could be the nature of our work. Maybe you are writing some lesson notes and you haven't finished. And it's even difficult for you to have good sex. And so one advice I have for us is, let's take our sexual lives very, very seriously. Because as a woman, if you are able to get one orgasm, it can take you 6 months and you will be happy and your face will be fresh for a long time. It's so many things. The men, I know when they enter now they are free. So please don't deny your sex life, don't deny yourself of sex, and don't deny your spouses of sex. The person knows, let's plan our lives very well. Sometimes we go to school and we do teacher-to-teacher conversations so much that we forget that we have lesson notes to write. So let's plan our timing very, very well. So that if even every day we write one subject, by Thursday we are done. So that when we get home, we have that weekend for ourselves and have very good sex relationships with our partners, and we'll be fine. We'll be happy. We won't be angry to transfer to the children. So this is what.
Experience is the best teacher. Okay, James Odu. James Odu. Okay, since James is not ready, Wisdom.
Yes, madam. Thank you very much, Mom, for...
Okay, Wisdom, please hold on. James says he's ready.
Okay.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, mine is a contribution as to how teachers sometimes do complain a lot. I always say that if you want to complain about any issue, you need to ask yourself what you can do about what you're complaining. If you have no control about what you're complaining, hello?
Yes, we are listening.
Hello?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
What you are complaining, if you have no control, yes. What I'm saying that if you want to complain about anything that you have no control, then you need not to complain. You sell goods and services. Then you complain about the inflation. So it's true that the price of goods and services are going higher. Alright? But the inflation, you cannot change within that. What you can do is that how do you serve your customers very well? You can set down and define a strategy in order to sell well, meet your customers' needs. But sometimes, if you have no control about what you are complaining about, you just have to look at what you can do about it. Well,
I think she's off.
Hello. I think Doc is up. So let's skip Simon.
Wisdom.
Yes.
Okay. Back.
Wisdom, our second presenter.
hello?
Yeah, so please take over.
Oh, please, I have something to say, please. Could you please?
Okay. Wisdom, Marty. Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. The one who just spoke, Brother James, he is urging us to complain less and take more action, and we are so much grateful for that. I have two in one question, and it has to do with how do we manage mental health in our classrooms? Because a class of about 45 to 50 learners, how can we manage the mental health of our learners? That's my first thing. And with what the other counselor said, she spoke about stress. So for a good mental health, we should know how to manage stress and anxiety. And my question to that portion has to do with how can we manage stress and anxiety in our private life? Thank you very much.
Now, in teaching, in pedagogy, we have various ways that you can manage class. You see, class management itself is a whole topic. Managing your class. Now, if you want to look at mental health and class size, one, using group work, what we call rotational activities. It's a very good one. Rotational activities, what it says that you can put your class in 2 or 3 groups. One group, you give them work to do, group discussion. So they'll be outside having group discussion. One group will be in a classroom where you'll be teaching. Another group maybe will be also doing silence reading. They are part of the pedagogical skills. But unfortunately, again, in our training as teachers, some of these things are not well explained to us. So that is one. And the second thing is that they just this morning on I shared with them. And then we feel that because we are teachers, we are supposed to teach everything. No. That's why we have experts review or experts coming in. Even at the lower level, you should be able to bring some experts once a while on some topics that you want to teach. You discuss with your head teachers, you involve some of the community members that have those skills. They come in and then they teach. You prepare your lesson notes and you indicate that this particular lesson, Uncle Kojo Mesa from this community is going to take the children in this area. It is done. But we have taken it as, because I'm a teacher, I need to do everything. And another way you can manage group work, and again, Ghanaian teachers, most of us, we want to stand in front there and teach for them to know that, yeah, we've got the power. But teaching is facilitating. So your own pedagogical skills, your attitude, they are the fundamental reason and fundamental source for your own mental health. Then how do you manage your anxiety? Now, when this happens to you, first of all, you need to look at the situation and accept it. If it's something that has happened, then you can't do anything about it. We have issue of influence and issue of concern. Issue of concern, you can't do anything about it. The thing has happened and it has happened. But issue of influence, you can do something about it. So things that you can do something about it, you need to make effort to do it to reduce your stress. Like I mentioned, if you have a grudge with someone, you can do something about it. What you can do is to reconcile. So it's a way of coping. At times if it's too much, you can't handle it, you seek counseling. The next thing is that at times in situations of anxiety, troubles and all that, negative things come to your mind. You need to refuse it. That's why you stay positive. So in the lecture that I gave, in each of them, I give you how to handle it. So these are some of the tips that I will give to you. Thank you so much for your contributions, for your questions. Let's take our second presentation briefly, and then we'll write our quiz. God bless you. Wizzy, please take over.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
We are moving to the second edition for the evening, and we'll be looking at a model for helping children and adolescents. So basically in counseling them, in guiding them, some of the things that you should be aware of. Please, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll be talking about the PACE model. And the PACE model was developed by a child clinical psychologist called Danny.
Please unmute yourself. I unmuted everyone and it affected you.
Oh, sorry. So we will be looking at the PACE model, and the PACE model helps teachers and anyone who works with children and adolescents to get some key, tips to guide them, to counsel them, and to especially help the students, the children that have mental health issues that affect their cognitive functioning, their emotional functioning, as well as other aspects of their life. Now, across the world, it is sad to note that between 10 to 20% of children and adolescents are suffering from one form of mental health condition: depression, anxiety, phobias, conduct disorders, and a lot of intellectual deficits. And out of this 10 to 20%, you seldom find these children or adolescents opening up about their struggles. And when we come to our context in Ghana and within our culture where, except maybe the child is born in a family where they allow the child to open up and talk, and the child is taught to be assertive, most children, most adolescents will keep to themselves when they are going through abuse, when they are going through some form of trauma at home or at school. So as a teacher or as a parent, it's important that you
Recording stopped.
Of mental health issues when it comes to children.
Recording in progress.
Very real. Across the globe, we have about many children or adolescents committing suicide because of one form of issue that they couldn't get anybody to help them out. So suicide is ranked in recent times to be almost either the second or the fourth, leading cause of death amongst adolescents between 15 to 19, and even extending to people who enter into the young adult, so around 29, 25, thereabout. You have many people committing suicide because either the teachers couldn't identify that this child, this adolescent is going through some difficulty, or the parents couldn't pay attention. So the foundation of the PACE model is that in dealing with a child, in dealing with an adolescent, whether as a teacher or as a parent, you should become a source of encouragement to the child, whether or not you agree to their behavior, or you understand what they are going through, or you even believe what they say about themselves. And the PACE model has four key components. P stands for playfulness, A stands for acceptance, C stands for curiosity, and E stands for empathy. In the next few minutes, we'll try to explain how we can apply them. Please, if you cannot hear, you can log off and then rejoin. Probably it will help the network. Now, playfulness means that when you have an adolescent, whether it is an addiction problem they are having, whether it is an emotion-related problem they are going through, depression, anxiety, mood swings, whatever it is, you should approach them, you should engage them in the classroom situation, after the classroom, within the school environment at home, you should approach them with a positive mindset. You should approach them with a sense of positivity, which we discussed in the first presentation. Because to the child, to the adolescent, who probably is already having difficulties opening up, when they meet a teacher, when they meet an adult who is positive, who is lively, who shows them that you are welcome to my space, it is easier for them to want to open up about their challenges. There's a student in your class who has been performing poorly. Instead of being the teacher who is always insulting the students, not calling them if they raise their hands to talk, you want to be the teacher who says that you are struggling with your academic work, but you know what? You can talk to me anytime, any day. When you raise your hand in class, I will not ignore you. I want to hear what you also have to say. So, being open to the child, being positive in your approach, what you say, and your actions, being someone that the child will feel comfortable around is what faithfulness is made. In the classroom situation, there are times, so in child therapy, many of the things that we do are involved with play. So you have drama. The children doing play. Someone who is going through an addiction problem. In the classroom,
Please mute your mics, please.
Please, the microphone.
Hello,
So
wait on. I've made you a host, so you can be muting all.
Okay, that's fine.
When I mute all, it affects you, so I've made you a host.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you can have maybe two of the students, they come forward and you are coming to teach them about addiction and how it has negative impacts on the individual, and how as young people, as children, as adolescents, they can come out of it. When you use a role play, 2 or 3 of the children, they engage in that, and everybody is able to tell the lesson that is in it. It is all part of engaging them emotionally in a positive sense. So playfulness says that as a teacher, as a parent dealing with children and adolescents, you should be open, you should be positive in your approach, you should have a warm environment around you. A nice smile will go a long way to help the student come here. Be open, be open-minded. You are not always the one who knows what is best for the student or for the child. Be open to their ideas, even if they sound stupid, which means that you should be natural. Don't fake love for the students. They know when you are faking it. We've all been children and adolescents before. When you are a teacher who genuinely cares and is trying to smile and crack a joke, you know that this is a genuine, form of expressing love or care for you, the students. So be as natural as possible. If you feel that maybe based on your training, your grooming, you are somebody that is that struggles to open up and maybe put up a smile or just be lively in what you do, you can also seek counseling, because it's important that you have a good social skill when it comes to dealing with the children, so that as much as possible you can be natural in showing care, natural in cracking one of the as and when necessary, make them feel more comfortable. Don't be aggressive, don't be harsh. Within our context, we think that when you are aggressive towards a child or adolescent, that is when they will, be put in check. You are using fear as a tool. And what fear does is that it makes the child or adolescent do what you want, not because they want to do it or because they feel what they were doing before is wrong, but because they are afraid of you, the person. In your absence, they will do the wrong thing. So if you take an approach that is more open-minded, that is more welcoming, it communicates better to the emotions of the child or adolescent, and they can easily follow through with whatever suggestions you have for them. Even if you are punishing them for something they've done wrong, they know that this teacher isn't doing this because they hate me, because they have evidence, they have records in their engagement with you that you are someone that is warm, that is welcoming and friendly. The second part of the PACE model, we'll take the questions or comments after here. The second part of the model is acceptance. And acceptance comes in two main forms. Accepting the child or the adolescent as a person for who they are, rather than their difficulties and their problems. So accepting the child is what he is. And number two, accepting the behavior of the child or adolescent as a way of communication. So accepting the child So you are accepting the child as a person, and you are also accepting their behavior. And in this sense, behavior that is negative, that is not welcome, defying rules and all that, you are accepting that behavior as a form of communication. Now, many of us, as you have grown up, you look back on your childhood and you realize that if you had parents or caregivers or teachers who were always talking negative about you, criticizing you, saying that you will become nobody in future, abusing you verbally, physically, emotionally, it affected how you formed relationships. It has affected you in many ways, including even in your work now as a teacher, in your marriage, in different aspects of your life. And within our context particularly, as children growing up, there's a lot that, we get, which we call conditional love. So in the family, the children who are always first in class are the ones that the parents like and love and praise. They'll buy things for these children. So the children or the child who is not performing well in school does not get any praise, does not get any, reward because they are seen to be down. Now this teaches that child growing up that except I do something, I cannot be loved. And that is conditional positive regard. PACE is saying that children and adolescents, because their development right from childhood through to the transitioning period of adolescence, because they need care, they need assurance, they need a sense of belonging in order to grow into healthy adults. You should offer them unconditional positive regard. Unconditional positive regard says that I know everyone says you are stubborn. I know you have been breaking the rules. I know you have been engaged in a sex, activity, and I know you have a very poor academic record, but notwithstanding that, I appreciate you, I value you, I know you have some good in you that if you are helped, you will be able to bring out that good. Unconditional positive regard. And in doing that, you are able to separate the child, the adolescent, who is into addiction. You are able to separate that child as a person from the problem, which is the addiction. And now in talking to the child, you will not be talking to the child and, condemning the child, placing, negative labels on the child as though they themselves are the problem. So separating the person from the problem is important to accepting the child. In our relationships with people, if we do not find a way of separating who they are and the fact that they are valuable, the fact that they also have some positive aspects of their life, you are not able to separate that fact that they are a person who is valuable from some of their flaws that we know. It will be difficult for us to flow with them. It will be difficult for us to appreciate them as we interact with them. So giving the child unconditional positive regard, even in moments where they need to be punished for wrongdoing, letting them see that I'm punishing you not because I hate you, not because I think you are useless, but because that behavior is wrong and I am against the behavior but not you. The addiction the child has been involved in is communicating to you that probably at home they are not getting the right modeling. Their parents probably are not setting the right example for them. Their children, their adolescents who grew up buying cigarettes, buying alcohol for their parents, chances are that one day they will also want to taste it. Some live in communities, in neighborhoods where there are ghettos all around. And they've been seeing people, the boys and girls smoking. And all of these could be influences on them. The peer pressure, the need to fit in. There's a whole lot happening to the adolescent child that they are in a state of confusion as to what to do. So now, if the child is being aggressive, they should communicate to you that there's a problem underneath, that as a teacher, as a parent, as a counselor, I should be trying to resolve, not condemning the child. So you then move from acceptance to curiosity, which is the third component of peace. What is wrong? Why is this child behaving this way? Why is this child in my class every day? This child is seated in the corner alone, doesn't want to talk to anybody. You draw near to the child. You try to find out, are you okay? Is everything fine? I see that when you come to school, you don't work with anybody. You are always quiet. Is it something that you naturally want to do, or there's a problem that you may want to share with me? Curiosity is important when you are dealing with children and adolescents. And because within the adolescence period, 12 to 19, they are transitioning. They are trying to find their identity in developmental psychology. A man called Erickson will tell you that they are experiencing an identity crisis within that period of adolescence. So as a teacher, you want to find out what are the things that their friends are saying. What are the things that they are hearing from their parents at home? What are the examples that they are seeing, the TV shows and all those things? You are interested in what the child's experience is. And you are doing that without judging them, without telling this child that you are too low, you are all knowing. And now you come to school, and even when we ask questions, you will not talk and all that. You want to find out, be curious in a non-judgmental way. Is there something that is wrong? And is there a way I can help you? You notice that one of your students comes to school and it looks like they have a certain mark on their face, or there is a bruise somewhere. It's unusual. They are in a state of distress. You can see it from their mannerisms. Curiosity says that as a teacher, yes, you may not have time. We say that there's no time, that the syllabus, the content is so much, you can't even complete it. If you care, curiosity says that you will use some 5 minutes of your time before the lesson to take these students outside and ask, what happened? I can see, you don't look good today. If they are not ready to talk, you let them see that after class, you can come and talk to me. I'm always available so that we discuss if there's something I can do. There's this child who is always coming to school late, and every day they are caning this child, punishing this child, and nothing seems to be changing because they don't have control over the time that they can come to school. Maybe they are staying with someone, an auntie, they are staying with their parents who maybe do not see the value of schooling and all that. As the teacher, as the adult, how can you find a way of getting into this child's experience so that if there's a hindrance from home, together with the child and the relevant authorities in the school, you can intervene. Curiosity says that as an adult, you are not always in the right. You don't always know what is wrong with the child. Don't ignore the signs that they give, the physical signs, the emotional signs. Don't ignore it, thinking that, oh, this is how these children are. Get close to them and find out what is happening. A child is unusually happy and is, that is disturbing the class in a way. You want to find out why they are unusually happy because, they are overly hyper on that day. Don't shut that child up. Let them see that you appreciate that they are happy today and they want to talk and talk and talk. But you know what? We have a time limit. After the lesson, you can come and tell me what is making you so happy. The adult has an active interest in the child's experience. Very important. Be curious. Be curious about your child, your student, your adolescent, and what their personal experiences are. In the exam, why they didn't do well. In the homework that you gave, why they couldn't do it. Be interested in finding out. Yes, there are many. One teacher can have many students in the class. That is why you can do a general, session where you ask your students, okay, so today before we start the lesson, I want to find out, are there some challenges that you think if I come in as your teacher, it will help you to learn better? Maybe those of you who have difficulties doing homework, let me see your hand. Or after here, come and see me. And then give a general impression to the class that if any of them has a challenge, although they are many, although you are busy, you are available to help sort them out. Find some of the students in the class that are so good, the intelligent ones, the ones that are, doing better than the others, relatively, and pair them with the students that are struggling. There are some students that are intellectual deficits, whether it's biological, whether it's social, because of the context they live in at home, and they will be struggling. So pair them, find a way of assigning these students to other students so that they can be working in groups. When it is homework time, this student that has been struggling, at least he knows that Amma Mensa is my friend when it comes to studying, and Sir has made him or her my study mate, so that they can discuss things in the background, and they can also catch up and do better. The final part of the PACE model is empathy. And empathy is different from sympathy. Empathy is a skill that you can learn. And in counseling, in providing therapy, empathy is very, very important. And also in the helping professions, including teaching. If you are not empathetic, you will not be able to go through all the pain of helping one student, one child, to move from being the one who was condemned as criminal, as stubborn to being one of the students that graduates or gets out of the school as the most transformed. Because the energy, the patience to deal with such a student, using all the forms of acceptance that you can, being curious and they not trying to change, the energy and the time that it will take, if you are not empathetic, you will not do it. Empathy says that in dealing with a child, in dealing with adolescents, and even generally when you are dealing with people, interacting with people, your spouse, anybody at all, try to fit yourself in their world. We all have a way we think about situations, the way you would process the relevance of learning is not the way that your students may be processing the relevance. Probably because at home they don't have parents who encourage them to learn. They have a certain dream of maybe playing football or doing something that they think education is not really needed to make them that kind of person. So you are at different levels when it comes to what is right and what is good. Empathy says that don't impose what you think is right on the student. Try to find out, try to fit yourself in the shoe of that child who thinks that learning is difficult. Imagine yourself as such a child who does not have parents who are educated. Imagine yourself as such an adolescent who is exposed to a lot of abuse, a lot of trauma at home, and then how you will you are dealing with a teacher who does not understand you.
Please mute your speakers. Why?
So fit yourself, try to fit yourself in the person's world. And we say, put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself in the shoes of this student who has been always last in class and everybody has been mocking them. Put yourself in the shoes of this student who has been struggling to raise their hand and say something because they lack self-confidence. How can I understand the child who is going through addiction, knows that it is wrong, but cannot come out of it? Would I want my parents, my teachers to be shouting at me, condemning me, or I would want them to teach me or help me in a non-judgmental manner how I can gradually come out of it? Because addiction is not a one-day, behavior problem. It's something that begins gradually, and once you get into drug addiction, alcohol addiction, sex addiction, whatever form of addiction, it's difficult to come out of it. So if you are not empathetic, you'll be rushing the process, and the child will feel that you are against them rather than helping them. So empathy is important. Always ask yourself, the children that fought and they were reported to me, if I was a child and I was caught fighting, would I want my teachers to ask me why I was fighting? If you put yourself in the world of these children that were fighting, your first step will not be to cane them. Your first step will be to try to understand why they were fighting. And once you do that, give them the opportunity to tell you why they were fighting, even if it is meaningless, it doesn't make sense. The fact that you give them opportunity to talk, to tell you why they were fighting, in itself helps. And now when you move ahead to let them see that, notwithstanding the reasons for fighting, it's not good to fight, and this is the punishment for fighting. You would have to do this and that. Probably when you come tomorrow, you have an extra cloth to sweep. Though they may not be happy with the outcome, at least they got the opportunity to explain themselves, because the teacher was able to put himself or herself in the child's shoe. Please, I hope you're on the same page.
Yes, please.
So that is
great.
So pace is playfulness, acceptance, curiosity, and empathy. The adult understands the child and tries to let the child see that I am here to help, I am here to guide, I am not here to condemn, I am not here to tell you that you are useless. I am here to tell you that you are valuable, and if there are problem behaviors that we need to change, I'll work together with you to change it. In the classroom situation, if I find students who are not doing well, students who are poor academically, I'll make time for them. Even if I can't get the time for them, I'll put in place a measure where the students that are better academically, they'll see the class as a team. They'll see the class as one people so that they can also help the ones that are not doing well. And this idea, I believe in your training as teachers, you may have come across the idea of the concept of zone of proximal development, ZPD. Please, have we heard that before? The zone of proximal development by Vygotsky.
Yes,
No, please.
Okay, so
yes.
Vygotsky tells us that there is something that the learner knows. There's something that they can do. Now, what they cannot do is they are given the necessary guidance, they are given the necessary support. They will be able to do what initially they couldn't do. That is why most teachers, if you are a good teacher, before you start a lesson, a topic, you would ask the students, what do you understand when they come? Maybe what do you understand about, what's your understanding about photosynthesis? So that you get to know what they already know and build from there. So if in the classroom, there are some students that are academically poor, or some of them that even lack self-confidence, and you also have in that same classroom, students that are very self-confident, they are fluent, and they are doing well academically. When you pair them, it's like you are putting together a team of what I don't know and a team of what I know. So now the team that knows will be helping the team that does not know to come to the point of knowledge. You will be able to close the gap of what the poor performing students don't know and what the brilliant students know. So let's find creative ways of helping the children and adolescents that we handle. And the more our students, the more our children feel empowered, the more they feel that they are being heard, the more they feel that there's opportunity for me to explore and make mistakes. And I'll not be condemned, but I'll be corrected in an unconditional manner. We are building our well-being. And they will not be a part of the 10 to 20% of children and adolescents around who are suffering from one form of mental health condition or the other. I'll end with a statistic that may shock you. And I want you to ponder over it as you go to school, as you deal with your children. Between 2015 and 2020, where COVID came, the Accra Psychiatric Hospital alone had about 13,731 cases of mental health conditions reported regarding children and adolescents. So you have 13,731 reported cases of children and adolescents who were brought to that psychiatric center or hospital to be helped from depression, anxiety, intellectual disabilities, and all that. 13,000. Almost 14,000 children within 5 years. And those are even children and adolescents that were sent to the psychiatric hospital. Imagine the ones that were not identified, the ones that were not even, able to open up, the ones that have not been reported. And you can imagine if we add the ones from Pantan Hospital, the one from TUCEE Counselling Institute, the one from the Kolimbu, mental health section and all that. Imagine the number of children and adolescents that are struggling. And as a teacher, you don't want to be one of the reasons why your child, your student is going through depression or anxiety. Let's all come together. Let's apply the PACE model so that every day you wake up and you are going to school, tell yourself that today I'm going to set the pace. You are going to be playful, you will be accepting, you will be curious, and you will show empathy towards the students that you handle. Thank you. Any questions? Any comments? Please, it's question time. Any questions? Okay. If there are no questions, okay. Take this. Someone says, I love the PACE model. Great presentation. Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead with the quiz.
Okay, so I'll be posting the quiz link in the chat. So if you look on your Zoom, there's chat where you type in your NTC number and then the name. I'll post the link there in the short while. When you click on the link, it will give the quiz. You write your full name, your NTC number, and then you click on next. When you click on next, it will bring up 10 objective questions. They are very simple and straightforward. Objectives, multiple choice. You select your answers and you click submit. When you click submit, you will see your score. I'll share that.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please, I want you to say it again about how we get the questions to answer, where to go.
Okay. So
the line is not there.
So I just posted a link to the chat on this Zoom. On this Zoom those who are using a phone, when you go to where you see participants, you also see more. When you click on the more, go to either messages or chat. You see it in the chat. The link. When you click on the link, it will take you to your browser. And you just follow. Please, I hope that.
So please, can you put the link on it again?
It is already there. The link is on it.
I'm sending
it. We are using a phone, so you can't.
So what is
name and number?
When you press on the link, then where do you go?
So when you press on the link, you see your browser. So whether you are using from.
So how can we get the presentation? There's another link there.
So let's finish with the quiz, and then if there are any concerns outside the quiz, Isaac Galaxy S9, are you raising your hand? Okay.
Yes, I have some suggestions.
Okay.
One of my students just completed those who wrote just DC.
Okay.
The mother came to me this afternoon that.
I think if it's in relation to the presentation, let's do that after the quiz.
Okay.
So please click on the link.
And then I have to pay.
I have sent it again. So when you go into the chart, when you scroll through, you will find the link. So please, those access places in the chart.
Recording stopped.
So we have 15 minutes. We've already used 2 minutes.
Please, I'm going right now, so don't go and sleep. In 20 minutes, we will close it, so don't go and sleep. Oh. Do it right now, the quiz.
Augustina Mensa, your hand is up.
Please, I was not able to write the quiz. I don't know how I'm going to do that. This way, actually, you can help.
So that's what we are doing now. And the link is in the chat. So you can click on it and take the quiz.
On the chat.
Yes. So go to your chat of the Zoom, session, the chat on the Zoom page.
Okay.
You will see a link there. Click on it, and it will open in your browser. Type your full name, NTC number, and then proceed to answer the questions.
Okay.
Please don't leave when you are done with the quiz. I can see about 12 people are done. Don't leave when you are done with the quiz. We'll wrap up before we close.
So we are done now.
Please, we have 5 minutes left. Those who are done, wait for us a little. We should 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, we will be done with the quiz. So those who are done, don't leave. Please stay on for a moment. Techno KG5P.
Okay.
Pen, your hand is up.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, please, why is it that you cannot rewrite the quiz after getting your scores? It's not done, right?
Yes, it's not done. So,
what score will give you, earn you the points?
Don't be so disturbed about the score.
Okay. Because you started the presentation before I joined you, so that's why I'm asking.
So don't be worried about the score.
All right. Thank you. I've submitted it already.
That's fine.
I suggest the slides are given to us.
Okay, don't respond to that. But what we make available is the recording. So we'll put the recording on the page and on the Facebook group. For the slides.
Unless we read to absorb.
Yeah. So respond to that in a moment. But we don't give out the slides. Because that is what we are currently using for the training. But God will respond to that.
Please put the TUCEE link there and explain to them so that those who are ready can start working on.
Yes, hello. Please, can you put the WhatsApp? I am not on.
Once you're on the Zoom network, you can access the link, the Zoom chat. So if you are using your phone, on the same tab that you see mute, start video, participants, click on more, and you will see messages. Click on that, and then you can access the quiz. the quiz is for only those who are part of this meeting. So this is where you can have it.
No, I've done the quiz, but you mentioned WhatsApp group.
The link.
WhatsApp group.
The link to the WhatsApp group. Okay, so I'll post that.
I've done the quiz.
Okay, I'll share that with you.
Yeah.
Please, what about if anyone did not bring the email and then later wants to correct the email? Will it work? The correct email that I used to register the NTC. If the later wants to email.
So please, when you contact us after here, you'll be helped with your email. So if you have a challenge with the email, contact us after.
All right.
And I posted a new link, registration.tuceehub.org.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Doc.
Hello.
Okay, so click on the link I have just posted, registration.tuceehub. That is the link to our portal.
Okay.
Click on it and register on our portal, because that is where you find your certificate. That is where you find your training issue, the logbook. You can download it from there, assign, and then attach it to your physical logbook or anytime you want to upload. So click on the link and then go to register. When it opens in your browser, click on register and then fill it with the details that it will ask for.
All right.
Give the payment code to, but a number of them too have not paid. And once you've not paid, even though you have attended, if you don't pay, give the credit point to you. That's why we need to know that. And so all those who have paid and participated, God will, tomorrow after around noon, you see I will be adding to the new platform. That is the platform for paid and participated. So that's where we communicating issue with the credit points and your certificate and all that. So he will give you the link. Then you can as well. Thank you.
Okay, so I have also posted the WhatsApp page link. Those ones, you can click on it and join the WhatsApp page. We will send you over there. So click on it and join. And also to do the registration on our portal. The link for payment
Good.
5 minutes at a time.
You still have the password on the quiz. Susie? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, say. Oh?
Hey, don't do that in my laptop before. Unmute the microphone, oh, please. It's sure that mute it.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Wisdom. Hello?
Star 227 star.
Hello, sir. Hello, I have a question. Yes, please ask the question. Sorry, my mic was off, so I was actually asking that you talk. Oh, okay. Thank you. You talked about a link where we can access our assets. Please, can you say that again? Okay, so I'll put it. So there's a link in the chat, which I'm Please, are you posting it on the chat or the WhatsApp platform? The Zoom chat. The Zoom chat. Has it been posted or is yet to be posted? It's been posted. I just reposted it. And it's actually on the WhatsApp page as well. We'll repost it. Thank you. Oh, okay. What I saw was register for I don't know whether it's the same thing. Yeah, so register.
Are you making?
Yeah, is that
no.
The yes. Click on it.
What's your name?
Okay. Register. Okay.
Very right.
Thank you. Counselor Samu. Yeah. Please talk to us. I'm the one who just asked you about the link. Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay.
Hello. Please. I just went to the TUCEE page, the dashboard. I've paid, but it stated that I've not paid.
Yes, so we would reconcile after here. So
should I please save it?
Yes, so just go to save.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes, please. Talk to us.
Yeah, please. After submitting the quiz,
okay.
Just below it, there's a statement that use the same email you used to register on NTC portal. Please, is this meant for those who have not registered, or we are all doing it again?
In the quiz.
Yes, after submitting the quiz, just below the button of the submission. That is when you go to view score.
Please ignore it.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
I want to know whether there will be maybe one good presentation by those whose network we have network challenges, we can go through them.
So that's why we created the Facebook page. So if you have network challenges, you can join the Facebook group, the link that we sent on the platform. You can join it, and we'll upload the video there, the Zoom sessions, both presentations. Upload the video there. You can listen to it and then get the points that we use.
Okay.
Okay. So this is Barnabas from Wapili.
Okay, that's fine.
I just joined at the time you were posting the quiz, the link to the quiz. That was when I started from. But after going through the registration process, I've seen some a person talking of payment, and someone have also mentioned it. In fact, I've not gotten any of their content or the message. So I don't even know what payment, how much we are talking about, and even the mode of payment. So I don't know whether there's a avenue for me to get that detail.
Okay, so please, are you on the WhatsApp platform?
Not yet.
Okay, so after here, you can get in touch with any of the numbers that we had on our advert. Call any of them, or send a WhatsApp message rather.
I would also want to say that God will tomorrow the same time, 6:30 to 9. We will do another session. About 100 people couldn't join. Some are still paying. So God will tomorrow evening. We will do it. So you that you just join, you join. But those who have joined and waiting the quiz, you don't need to join God with tomorrow. So
I've taken the quiz already.
But you didn't get the content. Is that not what you are saying?
But after writing the quiz, I didn't get the content. I just used my past experience on the quiz, and I think I did well when I look at the score.
You don't want your past experience.
I really need the content to also go through.
Yeah, that's why you say you can join God tomorrow.
Okay.
Put the content WhatsApp. We'll put the voice recording on the WhatsApp, so you can either listen to that or join God tomorrow.
That's okay. Hello, madam. Give us the link to pay. Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes.
Please, I would like to know my points build up. How do I get to know my points build up, please? Where do I go?
On the WhatsApp. God will Monday will give you all the details. That's why we are
on the WhatsApp.
To put you on. So some of these about your credit point, payment and all that, let's reserve it. God will Monday will engage you on the platform. And then we answer that at least we can.
I went somewhere and they said I've not paid, but I've paid already. They said not paid.
It's a new registration that you have done on our portal. So we are now going to mark you paid.
Yes.
So all that you need is to register and keep safe. So after the payment, don't worry about that.
Hello, madam.
Not for you,
Thank you, madam.
everybody. All of you here, it's now that we have migrated you to our portal. So the payment that you did on the code, it's now that it will be reconciled. So hopefully by Monday, you see that it is paid. And once it's paid, you see your certificate, you see your training history and all that. So please relax.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, I want to ask about the registered number on registration process.
Yeah. If you don't have it, ignore it.
Okay.
Hello, madam.
Yes.
Deborah.
The payment 70.
Okay, you know.
Because I tried paying now, they said I pay 70.
No, we've given you a code to pay. Don't pay on the portal. If you pay on the portal, it will require 70 today. That is all for portal payment is for face to face. That's why we say use the *227 *2222 hash.
Okay, alright.
If you try pay on the portal, it will require 70 today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes.
Hello, Samson.
Yes, hello.
Yes, you called me earlier. Let's go swing.
Yes, your hand is up, so that's why I called.
Before I raised my I think I raised my hand because you called me to speak.
Okay. So I was calling.
I submitted my work. You called.
Oh, okay, then I guess it was when I saw your hand raised.
Okay.
Mr. Akrofi. So we are about ending. I've reposted the link to the WhatsApp page and then the please speak to
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening.
Please, I want to know how do I access my score on the quiz?
So when you submitted, you have seen view score. Once you submit, it gives you a page that says view score.
All right.
Hello.
Yes.
please, because of the breaks in the network, some of us didn't hear we had to pay through a code. I went through the link and I was supposed to pay 70 cedis. So after paying before, I overheard somebody asking the question about the payment and
you receive a refund.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I think we'll end this here. Please, if there are any issues, you can put it on the page.
Hello? Please answer my question.
Oh, what's the question?
If a child or a person has attempted suicide 2 times, how will you handle the person?
Oh, okay. So handling suicide cases, the whole therapy approach on it. So you can get in touch privately, and we can discuss that. On the page, on the WhatsApp page, you can get in touch with somebody.
Hello?
The time is 9. This will be our final one, and then we'll be done. Please talk to us.
All right. What I want to say is a very big thank you to TUCEE in the team. Yes, not based on only the points that we needed. In fact, me going through this session has really refreshing up my mind, because sometimes we are not able to be taking through some sessions in our schools. But going through this one has really refreshed right now. I would like to say a very big thank you to TUCEE and the team. Let's say that anytime sessions like this, if not that I got it from a school page, I wouldn't have known.
All people have the same.
Alright. Thank you to we are grateful for your time and your compliment. Oh, any announcement before we go?
Please, I've asked a question, but my question has not been answered. I was asking how much you are supposed to pay.
Okay, so you are supposed to pay 25 cedis. So for the whole life, 25
cedis. All right, okay.
No, please, so you can end it, please.
Okay. So thank you all so much for coming. We are glad that you came. And we trust that whatever we have learned this evening, put them into practice to ensure that you are always in a sound mental health. Then when you do it, also benefit from what you have learned. Share the news with other teachers. Let them know that there's something that they can get out of this beyond hitting the test. Let's encourage our friends, our colleagues to also join in. Thank you and all the best. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.